Hi and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a horror movie review. And we have a look at the movie Voodoo Possession, also known as A Voodoo Possession. So this movie apparently stars Danny Trejo, but this is really just a cameo for him, to be quite honest. So don't be fooled by that. But the story basically tells of kind of a young guy who's basically kind of searching for his sort of missing brother, and he sort of traces him back to Haiti, where he believes he may have been kind of involved in some kind of voodoo ritual, where he's working at this kind of mental health sort of hospital where they're kind of using voodoo treatments, and he's kind of gone missing. And Aiden, who's kind of the main character, has basically had some sort of dark past, maybe involving some kind of evil spirits. And we see quite a good prologue actually of his mother actually having to, deal with you know, a dark entity within the basement. And so Aiden basically kind of rounds up some friends who are kind of part of some kind of news team, and ultimately sort of goes to Haiti on the pretense of doing some sort of documentary. And there he kind of finds, you know, unravels a mystery about this kind of what's happened to his brother, and ultimately all of these sort of patients that may or may not have been possessed by kind of some sort of voodoo spirits and stuff within this hospital, and ultimately finds there's a big bad monster at the end of it. So what's the movie like? Well, I've got to be honest, I was pretty disappointed with this film. It's really kind of all over the place, to not mince my words. So let's start with the acting first of all. I actually thought the acting was pretty subpar. The main character, Aiden, I don't remember the actor's name, way overacts, and it's just really in that sort of school of trying to be far too dramatic for this sort of type of film, and kind of really just, you know, overselling his kind of actions and stuff like that. But the rest of the cast were kind of pretty forgettable ultimately. It doesn't help the fact that the script, the dialogue in this is really sort of clunky. They just have these massive exposition dumps as well throughout the film to sort of try and sort of catch you up to speed. And it just seems so jarring. I mean, I think the film had some good ideas, but it sort of suffers from being dull on occasion as well. You'll kind of go into these sort of spirit realms where it's all kind of a little bit sort of slow-mo and things like that. And it's just not very interesting ultimately. I don't think it's a particularly scary film. There's a couple of okay gore shots here and there, but the actual, when you come to the sort of the climax of the film, you kind of see them fighting this big bad monster. It looks ridiculous. I mean, I think maybe the film has suffered from having a particularly low budget, and it does look really cheap. But you know, unfortunately, maybe they had a bit more money behind it, and maybe able to sort of flesh out particular ideas that much better, and maybe have a better sort of caliber of actor. But as it stands, I think this film is really disappointing. There's a couple of okay ideas sort of, you know, dotted around here and there, but there's nothing really I can sort of recommend this. And like I say, Danny Trejo is really only in it and a cameo, so don't be sort of fooled by. There's some covers that actually kind of feature him in the front and centre, and it really, you know, he's barely in it. Anyway, I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 10. It's not really all that good, I have to say, unless you're some kind of just person who likes voodoo films, then I would avoid it. 3 out of 10. How have you seen it? What do you think? Leave me a comment. I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.